Said we're just going to get hello everyone, and this is an exclusive interview with guest contributor to the Gift and Gratitude, Kevin Monroe, who you can see is a gratitude ambassador. Kevin, welcome and thank you so much for coming and sharing your wisdoms with us in the book, but also in this in conversation.
Oh, thank you, Karen. I'm so excited to be here with you. I'm grateful for the opportunity to contribute to the book. And yeah, let's enjoy this conversation now.
We don't know where it's going to go, Kevin, so we'll just go with it. It'll be a gratitude conversation at the essence of it anyway. But for those of you who didn't watch the live launch that we had, I want to skim over a few things because there's some key and important things that Kevin talks about that are really important for the conversation around gratitude with everyone. So as you can see, Kevin's a gratitude ambassador. I believe we met on LinkedIn. I reached out to you because with these books, I tend to headhunt people who are that I respect in their arenas. And you came along as a really strong person who embraces gratitude and who lives to share gratitude with the world. So can you share with me why that's important to you, Kevin?
Oh, yeah. Gosh, gratitude changes everything. I remember one of the first times I saw that and started thinking that and saying it. Then when we built our first gratitude website, Susie, our web genius, put that on the website right there. Gratitude changes everything. And Karen, I was kind of like, wow, that's a bold claim. She said, well, you believe it, don't you? I'm like, well, yeah, I do. And that's what it's done for me. I loved, as part of the book launch, finding out that other contributors also found gratitude in dark seasons of life. And that's when I first really began embracing gratitude. I never set out to be a gratitude ambassador. It dawned on me last week through some writing, and you'll find this interesting, but just knowing your journey. The quest I was on when I found gratitude was the quest to escape scarcity and embrace abundance.
Yes.
That was the quest I was on. And I found that gratitude is the gateway to abundance. So wanting to embrace abundance and escape scarcity is how I found gratitude. And then I just started embracing gratitude, and I started incorporating gratitude into everything I was doing. I was doing leadership work and culture work, which I still do. It's just now done through the focus of gratitude. But I found gratitude was so important to for leadership, right? And something else I realized pre-pandemic, I think a lot of people looked and thought gratitude was a nice to have. And I will tell
Yes.
you now, gratitude is absolutely must have, especially in the business world. I think this is one of the reasons we've seen the great exodus out of the workplace is people didn't feel appreciated, don't feel appreciated. And all of a sudden they realize life is too short to
Yes.
give my energy to some company, to some task where I'm not valued and appreciated for who I am. So no, thank you. I'm leaving, right? I'll go do something else. And so if we embrace and embody and express gratitude in the workplace, it changes the world of work.
It does. It's just so important because if people don't feel valued, they're not going to be productive. They're not going to give them best selves. So when you pour gratitude in, you're filling someone up,
Yeah,
aren't you? It's
yeah.
just rising them up. It's bring and why pull people down. It's in the business world. It's in the best interest of any company to pour gratitude into the workforce and let them feel appreciated. That's when you get the best out of them. I
Okay,
know
so
that's big in business. So
so I'm working with a global pharma company, doing an event with them in less than 2 weeks, and you're going to get a preview of something that an idea that just developed as I was uh, preparing for this. We're calling it the ACE model of infusing gratitude. The ACE: appreciate, celebrate, and elevate. Right. And
see.
so, what if when we're expressing gratitude to people, we begin to appreciate? We're not just recognizing them for their accomplishment, the thing they did, but we're appreciating them for what they invested of themselves into that work. And then we're celebrating how, and we've discovered this, people do amazing things through difficult seasons, right? People accomplish things through adversity. So celebrating that life wasn't easy, life wasn't perfect, but these people, they champion through and then elevate. What's the character trait? What's the value, company value or personal value that you see this person exhibiting? Elevate their embrace and expression of values and character traits. We did some work with a group out of the UK and started asking, what are the things you've been appreciated for at work? And what are the things you wish you had been recognized and appreciated
Mm,
for? And that list was all about empathy, compassion, kindness, being selfless, being a team member, being a mentor to others, being recognized for someone who has wisdom and knowledge and willing to share that. And it's
yeah.
like, wow, what if when we're recognizing people in the workplace, we're recognizing them for those traits? So that's ACE, right? Appreciate, celebrate, and elevate. It just brings a robustness to saying thank you in the workplace.
And it's promoting like virtuous. These are qualities that are virtuous that, in improve our world, our communities, our environments, our where we show up every day. Like the energy of that is definitely on the positive higher vibe spectrum than it is with the negative pulling
Oh,
downs. It's
absolutely, right?
it's worth investing in, even from the perspective of mental health. We should have talked about that with Emma, because Emma's owns Mental Wealth International, and we talk about how whenever you feel appreciated, when you're elevated, you don't fall below the line. It's about mental wealth building and keeping that vault full so that when you need to access it, it's there. It's just so important.
So
Kevin.
I was looking back through the chat from the live event that we just had, and there was something I heard and saw. Two things. One of those is the actual feeling of gratitude. I think you brought this up, right? We can actually feel gratitude. And gratitude is not just a passive um, thing, right? I mean, I think some people don't even think of gratitude as an emotion. They just look at gratitude as something I have to do. But imagine that we can feel grateful. And Karen, I use this description a lot. I tell people, wow, gratitude rose up in my body and leaked out my eyes, right? When I moved to tears, there are times I recognize that's just an overflow of feeling grateful.
And it's the feeling that we need to connect with the actual act of gratitude. The feeling is where it's where the magnetic, it's what the energy of that, what emits out into the world and what comes back to you. And like it changes lives. Gratitude just changes lives.
It does.
Kevin, can you talk to us about your gratitude app? Because the journey of that is phenomenal, how it came to be.
Yeah.
And then we all are going to watch out and grab it for our phones.
So a little over 2 years ago, I started, and you'll love this one too. I started. I was invited to develop a program on a platform, and this platform had app access, and a lot of people called these challenges what they were hosting on this platform. Well, I didn't really like that word. One, we had done when we started doing work in gratitude 4 years ago. Wow, that's crazy. The very first thing we did in 2019 was host a 10-day gratitude challenge, and that was just by email. Well, then I got invited into this platform, and they called it 30-day challenges. And I'm like, well, I don't want to call it a challenge because I think gratitude's so much better than a challenge, right? It's not just we don't need to challenge people to be grateful. We want to invite people to let gratitude flow in their lives. But I was looking for the name of this program. What could I call this program? What would describe it? And through inspiration, maybe 2 or 3 weeks into the process, this name dropped. And this is what we called this journey. We called it 30 Days In, and we capitalized the I and the N. 30 Days in the Power of Gratitude. And Karen, that's what it became. It became this 30-day journey where people were just immersed into gratitude, and immersed gratitude into all facets of their lives. And it was life changing. And when we'd ask people, I use a tool, Mentimeter. Mentimeter allows people to interact, and we collect word clouds. And so we'd ask, what word or phrase best describes your experience of these 30 days? And life changing, transformational, those were words we saw all the time, because that is what happens when we live in gratitude. And that's why I was so excited to see your book title being The
Yes.
Gift in Gratitude, not just the gift of gratitude. Because when we go into gratitude, and when we grow gratitude into us, that's when transformation happens. So, you asked me a question. So this set me on a journey of inspiration. And in September of 2022, a client of ours, JC, said to me, Kevin, if you had your own app, we would, this is what the doors that would open for us in our company. And it's a global company that everybody would recognize if I called their name, but I won't. And so the next week I was in conversation with our web genius and marketing guru, Susie. And we were just chatting, and I just told her about this conversation. And Susie goes, oh, you need to meet my friend Vincent. So the next week we're in a conversation, the three of us, and Vincent runs an app development shop. I had never thought of developing my own app, just like I'd never thought of doing this 30-day program I had done. Right? These are invitations that found me. And when we were in that very first conversation, Vincent, who's this app developer and marketing genius as well, he's, well, what should you call the app? And he's just doing a search, and all of a sudden he goes, okay, I've got the name for the app. I'm like, what is it? He said, well, the name for the app is the Grateful app, because grateful.app is available as a web domain. And I'm like, what? Who would
How
imagine
is
that was
that even
available?
possible?
Well, that's what led us to call it Grateful app. And that's what we want to invite people to do. And so, Karen, we did research the last half of last year with people that have been in our programs. And I got excited listening to the live stream earlier, because this was coming up. We realized through conversations, marketing research, what people want, what the people that have been in part of our programs, what they really want. If you put it into one phrase, they want to live in gratitude. Live
Yes.
in gratitude. They want gratitude not to become a habit, not just to become something they do once or twice a day. They want to live in gratitude, for gratitude to become part of my lifestyle, for gratitude to show up throughout the day, right? It's not just, now I journal my gratitude every day. I am not against gratitude journaling whatsoever. However, I would say I've had periods of my life where I journal my gratitude, and I could do that in just a couple of minutes. And if we journal and then we close the book and we don't think about gratitude until we open the journal again tomorrow,
Yeah.
we're missing something. That's what I would
Yeah.
say, right? It's not that I'm
We have to
against
live
journaling.
through gratitude all the time.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah.
continuous thing.
Let's live in gratitude. And so that's what the Grateful app is about. It is an app that we are creating and delivering content every single day to
Lovely.
help people live in gratitude. And so every time you come, there'll be fresh stuff there, fresh content there that is inviting, inspiring, and encourage you to live in gratitude.
Yeah, to tap into that essence so that you can then use it and tap into your best self.
Yeah.
Kevin Monroe, thank you so much for this amazing interview and for getting to know you more. Where can people find you? Will we send them to the Grateful app, or where will they find you?
Well, if you are on LinkedIn, I am on LinkedIn. That's how Karen and I met. I invite you to connect with me. It's just Kevin Monroe on LinkedIn. I guess I was one of the first Kevin Monroes to get there. So it's just LinkedIn, in/Kevin Monroe. Website, kevindmonroe.com. Welcome you there.
Amazing. Thank you, Kevin.
Oh, thank you,
Gift
Karen.
and
What a joy.
gratitude.
The gift in gratitude. Get the book, read the book, but more than that, live the book, right? let
Live
let the
it.
gift in gratitude become a way of life for
Yeah,
you,
we don't
and
write
your
it for
life will
seeing
never be
yourself.
the same.
Exactly. Your life will never be the same. What an amazing note to end on. Thank you, Kevin. Bye, everyone.